Can you present
Yeah,
yourself?
yes, I can. Yes, well, I'm Leena Hietanen, Finnish journalist.
Why are you here today in Donbass?
We came here on Wednesday, we have a quite open program or open agenda in the sense that we call us tourists. But we are not so only tourists. We are very much interested in what happens here in Donbass, Donetsk. We have here friends who are working. We wanted to come to see them. We also have some people who are fighting here for Donetsk, how do you call, People's Republic. So we are hoping to see them also. So that we are very, heterogenic group. We are about 12 people from age 22 to 60, and we have a very different background. We don't know each other from beforehand, and we only have the same kind of attitude to the world. We don't hate Russia. We actually like Russia, and we are very intolerant for Russophobia. And for instance, our youngest member, he's only 22 years of age, and he told me that because he comes from the area where they pick strawberries, he has seen a lot of Russians and Ukrainians there in his farm picking strawberries, so he knows them and thinks that they are very nice people. So he wanted to come to see where they are coming from, how do they live.
Mm-hmm. What would you say to other foreigners? Why should other foreigners come here in Donbass? What should push people to come here?
First of all, I'm totally, surprised that this looks quite nice place in the sense that this is very nice city. It looks very wealthy. There is a lot of these coal mines and so on. That you understand that this has been a very wealthy area. The only thing is that we were then taken to these areas where the war has been, where the houses are destroyed, where there has been this airport totally destroyed. Then this bus station that doesn't exist anymore. And the first day, I was just taking myself as this kind of an extremist tourist. And last night we were hearing with my roommate in the night about 2 o'clock something we thought it was thunder. And then we realized that no, there is no thunder. It was some kind of a shelling. And then I, started to feel really, disgusting. That this is something that you see very nice things, sceneries and so on. The cover up is very nice, but what happens under it, it's really disgusting. And I started to feel very bad against this policy. What I saw already 20 years ago in Estonia, in the Baltics, when it started this anti-Russian attitude, and how it ended up here in Donetsk in this situation. That this makes me feel sick for the Western leaders and what the Western policy, that how on earth we ended up like this.
So you would encourage foreigners to come here to see the real situation, to have their own opinion on what's happening here.
Yes, to see that what the Western leaders are doing, like when this anti-Russian attitude is ending up in this kind of situation where people are killing each other and they are killing Russians, and this can never be anything to do with Western values. That this makes, like, for instance, I think that our group has already, we have taken the side. We are thinking that the Russian policy, for instance, is much more grown-up, adult, that the Western leaders are simply lunatics. That how can this happen? That I would like people to come to see that they can't simply go on this kind of a genocide policy. That this is nothing to do with today's Europe. What happens in Ukraine, it's not sustainable. It's never ever going to be sustainable. That if they really think that they don't let any place for Russian language, Russian culture, Russian religion, that policy is dead end. Never happens. Or you can get a nuclear war, whatever. Do you want that?
What will change for you when you will get back to Finland after, what will change compared to before you come here?
I am more convinced that the policy Finland took in the Baltics was totally, unbearable, reckless. That our political leaders, when they started to support this policy of discrimination of the Russian minority, so it ended up here in Ukraine in a very horrible way. But you started it in the Baltics 20 years ago, and it ended up like this with blood and war. That you have to be aware, like our foreign policy was totally like incompatible. That we are totally, untalented in foreign policy. That something has to be done. But first of all, it always has to be the Ukrainian is the first place. The things has to be solved here first, and then that becomes Baltic states, because Baltic states are so minor details in this big picture.
Okay, so you think you will be more active when you will come back to Finland?
I'm more convinced. I can be no more active because I am not able to write so much. I am already like I did my best during the 10 years or 15 years I was working in the Baltics, but it's not enough. When NATO came there, you were left alone. You are not. It's totally impossible for the media. In the media, the mainstream media is so pro NATO, pro America's geopolitical interests, that if you are not accepting those rules, you are simply, you have no media to write.
So, could you please present yourself?
My name is Ville. I'm from Finland. I'm 22 years old.
Okay, so you're the youngest man of this delegation.
Yeah.
Why did you decide to come here?
I wanted to see things from the another side. Hear what local people think. Hear what people who work here, what they think about things. It's a bit different what they tell us in Finland.
Mm-hmm. You followed the event through the Finnish media?
At the beginning, 2 years ago, I was quite active following it, but lately I haven't followed so much.
So you prefer now to have your own opinion by looking by yourself without
Yes.
any filter.
Exactly.
What's happening?
Yes.
Yeah. And what do you think about what you already saw during these few days here?
It has been really eye-opening.
Yeah.
And it's really impressive. It's really different what I thought that it would be. And
What did you thought it would be?
I don't know. I don't know. Wow.
You think it would be perhaps more lawless, more destroyed, more...
Yeah.
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 What do you think about people you have seen here, the local people?
Local people, they're really nice, and they're really it's hard to say, but like they really have some kind of spirit in them that they want to rebuild and they want to go forward.
What would you like to say to other foreigners to encourage them to come to see by themselves like you do?
Yeah, well, I definitely want to encourage people to actually come here, and it's well, shortly it's really eye-opening, and it's definitely worth it to see.
Yeah.